Have you ever looked at someone you love and felt like something was different? Not in an obvious way, just small things. The way they smile feels a little forced. Their voice is softer. They start forgetting little things, or maybe they just seem tired. You brush it off thinking they've just had a long day. But deep down, something feels off. Then one day you realize they've been changing for a while. The truth is, when the body starts preparing for its final chapter, it doesn't always send loud warnings. It whispers, subtle shifts that are easy to dismiss, until one day they're gone, and you look back wondering how you didn't see the signs. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you so that when these signs appear, you don't ignore them. Instead, you embrace them as a chance to be present, to say what needs to be said, and to make the most of the time that remains. Here are 6 signs that someone may be nearing the end, and why understanding them could make all the difference. Wake, a sudden burst of energy. One of the most deceptive signs is an unexpected surge of life. After weeks or months of weakness, they suddenly seem better. They're talking more, eating more, even making plans. You feel relieved, thinking they've turned a corner. But in many cases, this is what's known as the last rally, a brief final surge of energy before the body lets go. Doctors and hospice workers see this all the time. It's a momentary gift, allowing loved ones one last glimpse of who they were before they fade. If you notice this, cherish every second. Be fully present, because this moment is precious. Emotional distance, or seeking closure, they start pulling away. They seem less interested in conversations, less attached to their routines. Maybe they stop engaging in their favorite hobbies, or don't react the same way to things they once loved. It's not because they don't care. It's because they're shifting inward, preparing for what's next. On the other hand, some people do the opposite. They suddenly open up, bringing up regrets or trying to mend old wounds. It's as if they sense time slipping away and want to leave with no unfinished business. If they reach out, listen. If they pull back, don't force them to engage. Just be there in whatever way they need. Sleeping more than usual, it starts. Small, longer naps, a little more time in bed. But eventually, sleep becomes their dominant state. They wake up less often, and when they do, they seem groggy, detached. This isn't just normal tiredness, it's the body beginning to shut down, conserving energy for the transition ahead. Their world starts to blur between sleep and wakefulness, and that's okay. If they need to rest, let them rest. If they wake up, greet them with love and presence, and most importantly, don't feel hurt if they sleep through moments you wanted to share. They're not choosing to miss those moments. Their body is simply doing what it needs to do. Peak hour loss of appetite and thirst, they start eating less. Meals go untouched. Even a sip of water seems like too much effort. You may think they just need to eat. If they eat, they'll feel better. But the truth is, their body no longer needs the same fuel. This can be one of the hardest things for loved ones to accept. Watching someone stop eating feels unnatural, even alarming. But it's not suffering. It's simply part of the body's way of slowing down. Instead of forcing meals, offer small bites of their favorite foods. Maybe a spoonful of ice cream, a sip of their favorite drink, something that brings comfort, not pressure. Changes in breathing patterns. Breathing becomes irregular. Long pauses, shallow breaths. A sudden change in rhythm. It can be unsettling to witness, but it's completely natural. The body is slowly shutting down, and breathing follows its own pattern as it does. If you notice this, don't panic. Instead, hold their hand. Speak softly. Let them know they're not alone. In these moments, your presence is more powerful than anything you could say. A sense of peace. This is the moment that surprises most people. After the struggle, after the restlessness, there comes a shift, a calmness, a quiet acceptance. They stop fighting, they stop worrying. It's as if they've made peace with whatever comes next. For those around them, this can be one of the hardest moments to face, because while they may be at peace, you're not ready to let them go. But if you can, try to see this moment for what it is, not an ending, but a transition. Not something to fear, but something to honor. When these signs appear, the most important thing you can do is simply be there, not to fix, not to fight against time, but to hold space for love, memories, and presence. Sit with them. Hold their hand. Remind them of the good times. Play their favorite music. Tell them what they mean to you. Because one day when they're gone, you won't remember the exact moment they left. You'll remember the love you shared in their final days. This isn't about loss. It's about making every moment count. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to share it with someone who may need to hear it. And if you've experienced this before, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story.